Warning, this podcast contains absolutely no Minotaurs.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Fear the Walking Dead Season 3, Episodes 9 and 10. Minotaur and the Diviner. I'm your host, Cleo, and with me I have Dom and John.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
And I was even, looking for Minotaur, not even a reference, but, storyline corresponding, nothing. Nothing about that episode had anything to do with the myth of the Minotaur.
Oh. No, not really.
At least not that I remember, and I do remember that myth. So.
It was, and not really any zombies in it either.
No.
Not a lot of them.
Actually, the only zombies in that... Well, no, there were zombies in the beginning, because the militia was, chasing them away. But other than that, the only zombies in it were at the dam. And they were the most, Hollywood zombies this show has ever seen. Because they were doing their thing, filling up the water, and then they're like, zombies! And then there's just two walls of zombies. It's that was the most Hollywood setup for zombies coming down the road I've ever seen.
I mean, I'm even looking right now to see if I could see if anybody else has figured out why there's, why it was called the Minotaur, if there's any reference whatsoever. And I don't see anything. Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a hard time separating the two episodes because I mean, obviously you watch them back to back, so I don't really remember what happened in each one.
And my DVR had one episode being an hour and 20 minutes, and then the other episode being 40 minutes. So it didn't even cut it off at the right point. So
That's weird.
Yeah, I had to look up the summary, where it ended. It ends with Troy derping off.
Oh, bye.
Speaking of Troy.
Why is he having such weird sexual attention with Maddie?
It's got it, and it's not all Troy either, and that got me
not.
Really, I was really weirded out. Because it's such a thing where I don't think Maddie understands it either.
Some weird Oedipus complex shit going on.
Really fucking weird. Because she's like, I want you with me. And she can't kill him. And the look she gives, it's almost a little she's confused too. And she's literally to Maddie. And Maddie's goal is to protect her family against all else. Fuck everything. Fuck everything. And she could have killed Troy. And that would have been the fucking end of it. She would have protected her family. But she can't, she's standing there. She can't kill Troy. I'm like, why?
She's like Jack from Lost, where he just needs to fucking fix everything. And that's what Maddie seems like. She has to fix everything. It doesn't matter who it is. If they're broken, she's got to fix them. And she takes, full responsibility and, takes them under her wing and, has to... I think she treats him almost as well as she treats her son, Nick. And Alicia.
Which is not amazing.
And Alicia is the most sane of the two children, and she neglects Alicia because she's not that broken. She's not physically.
Yeah, exactly.
She's not physically broken. That you can see anyway.
Yeah.
She just wants the love, not really the love, because just her mother loves her, but it's she doesn't get the same attention.
She doesn't get the attention because there's no immediate problems with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got a bit of a complex, but nothing's really wrong with her.
Yeah, she can't keep her mouth shut. That's the only big problem with her.
No, honestly, Alicia, MVP. She held it all down in these two episodes. She did.
Except for blurting out the water problem.
I mean,
but they were gonna fight each other anyway. Them knowing is better. then they're not wasting water on their fucking cows, you know?
Mm.
Can we talk about that scene, though? I weigh 200 pounds more than you. I need more water. Because I'm fat.
Not how that works.
It's really not. I piss 2 gallons when I wake up in the morning. It's like, if you do, you have a medical problem, sir.
And in
you have
a really big
issue.
bladder.
Have you had
I'm like
50-year-old prostate screening, sir?
Oh my god. And really you're worried about the cows producing milk when you're gonna like die of dehydration? Good. To be fair, at the point they didn't know that.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're rationing water for people for no reason when this has never been a thing before, wouldn't people realize something's got to be up? Like, there's no reason to ration the water if there's no problem.
Yeah, they're stupid.
I mean, Maddie did say, "Oh, it's supposed to be a hot summer. We could, but no, like, that's the stupidest thing. Like, you would not ration water in the event that it may evaporate, like, because water's constantly evaporating, you know? It's stupid.
Well, no, I think they meant hot summer, like, we'd need to drink more in order to survive. That's how I took that.
Yeah, but that's still, I'd be like, that's bullshit. No. That's the first thing I would have said to Maddie.
Everyone is stupid. They had the showdown at the well. And I was like, oh look, it's a stupid showdown with the stupid people. Oh my god.
Well, at least they're not getting along with anybody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a little hopeful, I guess, at the end, because it's like they're all digging together.
Because the sticks told me there's water here.
Yes.
It's like in Pokemon when you use the stupid dowsing machine. It's like there's a Pokeball under your feet. Oh, good. I just gotta walk up and press A. I don't have to dig a fucking 50-foot hole. That sucks.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, I found the reference to.
Oh, you did?
The Minotaur.
Please share.
It's not that great.
It's not? What is it?
They're talking a lot about Pandora, and they're saying how Pandora was was from Greek mythology, accidentally released death, pestilence, all these horrible things, whatever.
Yeah.
So they're saying that that's Madison. Yes. And then she was blatantly called Pandora in this. And then it wasn't the only Greek mythology referenced in this episode. Minotaur is a creature in Greek mythology that had the head of a man, the body of a bull. He was a monster, vicious, unstable, and an outcast. He fed on humans. Oh. Eventually, he was confined within an elaborate labyrinth so he wouldn't be a danger to others. So Troy, the figurative Minotaur, has been exiled so he won't cause any more problems.
That's a really big stretch.
It is. But like the mythological Minotaur, he will continue to prey on humans until a hero can finally slay him. So
Travis.
Maddie should have shot him in the head.
Yeah. So that is I wasn't done searching, so that's why I've been a little quiet because I don't give up on stuff like that.
No problem.
But yeah.
Pandora's not in the myth of the Minotaur, but okay, I'll give them the Greek shit. Okay, you can have it.
Greek shit.
The Greek shit, you know. Yeah, no, that's a stretch.
Like I said, it's not a very good reason, but that's the reason.
But let's talk about that because all right, you can't make a martyr out of him. Maddie's right on that account, because then that all would have gotten escalated very quickly. Exiling him, man, I don't know. It's dumb.
He even said, I'm not going to find my way back.
Yeah,
he absolutely is.
He absolutely will. And what I'm surprised is he killed, I think the man's name was Call. He killed Call in the truck. What, Maddie drove back with Call's dead body in the back and nobody was upset over that? At that point, point, the best obviously it didn't cause, as we saw in the episode, not a problem at all. She comes back with a dead guy. But in my mind, that's a problem. I'm on the other side. I come back with the other side's dead guy. Like, the only way to fix that in my eyes is to bring back the guy who actually killed him. So then we have 2 dead bodies from both sides. We're even, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. But, like, Maddie is supposed to represent the other side. So, you know, they did have 2 people, one from each side go. But Maddie is weird because I don't see her as the other side. I see Maddie as the bridge between the 2 sides.
She's a really shitty bridge.
She is. But it's still there. Like, she has, you know, as much say, and Walker stands by her decisions and stuff like that. And she stands by his. Like, he wanted the guns, she gave them to her. Or to him. But yeah, you know, like...
Yeah. And that's the thing, because she doesn't want to be on either side. She wants to just float around in power in case something goes to shit, so her and her children can just leave.
Yeah, and I mean, it's weird because like it seems like she wants to be the leader, but she doesn't have good leadership qualities. All she's like cares about is her kids.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that's literally all she does. It's like, kids. Like, it makes her a terrible leader. So.
Yeah. But she had no problem moving into the house. It's like, they're living in the house now.
Hey, you know, gotta live it up.
And apparently Jake was actually sick with anthrax. Which
still is.
And I know we because I thought he was just run down, but I was wrong.
No, he's not doing so hot.
He looks real bad. Like,
looks great. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he definitely looks green. And I think the most interesting part of this 2 episodes was Nick.
Well, he didn't keep the secret for very long. Tell you that much.
No, he didn't. I actually was surprised that came out so soon. I'm also surprised that Troy didn't just shoot him.
I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah.
He just was like, yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. I mean, I guess Troy was
froze.
kind of. Well, I can still hear you. Can you still hear me?
Oh, no. No. I was saying Troy sort of froze.
Oh, I thought you said we sort of froze.
No. Not this time.
Wait, what? No, I mean, at that point, I think Nick was pretty sure he was going to die anyway. Travis is dead still.
He's not dead. He's not
dead.
I don't care what anybody says.
Body.
He's still not dead.
There's no body.
Exactly.
We have not seen a body.
I know we've had this discussion.
Dead.
And then I know at one point, Cleo was saying that she feels like he's dead for a little bit there, and then she jumped over to my side, and it's kind of been, I think you two have been wishy-washy a little bit. I'm very firm in my decision that he is still alive. Like,
has to be.
There's 99.9% chance I believe he is alive.
Season finale.
Probably.
Yeah,
Season
absolutely.
Finale. If it's sooner, I will be shocked because I feel like they're going to give it an amount of time that's long enough, you know, not too soon where we're like, oh, he came back already, like, you know, but long enough where we almost forget about him. And they brought him up here now, which is why I don't think it's going to be in the next couple episodes. It's got to be at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Because they brought him up.
I don't know. I hope it's this season, though. That would be really good.
I want him to be a sentient walker, like he's a zombie, but he's still got his brain.
No.
Yeah.
No, yeah, actually legit alive.
Like that stupid movie.
I'm shocked, though.
Warm bodies.
Shocked that Maddie didn't want to try to find his body. You know? And that's more reason.
Where?
Like between the border and they
hundreds of miles.
I still would have looked.
In the mountains.
I would have looked.
Hundreds of miles.
I mean, she's. I don't know. I think she was.
It was she believed Alicia. Alicia saw Travis get shot and fall out of a helicopter. Any normal person would say, that dude's dead.
And I would have been like, I still want to bury him.
But she's got her kids to think about. I believe if Maddie didn't have children, she would have gone looking for him.
Absolutely.
But she's got her kids. She's not going to leave them to look for someone who's dead. Dead. Speaking of children, Nick, did he know his father committed suicide? Because I thought that was something Maddie kept from him.
Last season, I think.
He knew for sure?
She tell him the story of what really happened?
I think I remember that. Yeah.
I know we learned it. I don't know if...
I thought she told Alicia. And then she said Nick couldn't handle it.
That's true. Yeah, maybe. But then again, I mean, Alicia figured out what happened with what's his face?
Which face?
That Nick shot fucking Barnaby up
Travis's
there.
Father.
Barnaby?
Troy's father.
Guy.
I did the same thing that John did.
Troy's
father.
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
That's his name.
Christ,
Yeah.
guys.
His name's Barnaby.
Think of the most biblical name, and you got it, Jeremiah.
Yeah. So
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
She figured that out. I'm assuming Nick probably just put two and two together.
Yeah.
At some point, it was like, all right,
Yeah.
So
it very well could have been
just
said. It's just something that was may have been so minor that we didn't, remember it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of extraneous information that these shows have for us to try to remember every detail. Really, really difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But Nick, in this episode, really tried to get Troy to, maybe not shoot at the First Nation. Maybe don't be an idiot. And then Nick, I saw Nick pull the trigger. Like, Nick, why are you now shooting?
Because reasons. Well, his new friends thought he was so cool.
Oh my god! Oh, I don't even get me started on that yet.
The
I'm gonna
militia.
get there. But I want to keep talking about Nick and Troy because Troy's up there just talking crazy stuff. Things like we'll be a beacon in the darkness, like all this crazy shit. And Nick's still trying to talk him down, and it just like hit me. It's Frodo and Gollum. Bear with me. Bear with me. Nick is Frodo and Troy is Gollum. Because Frodo at first pities Gollum. And then as their journey goes on, he sees Gollum is what he's gonna become if he keeps the ring long enough. Like if there's no hope for Gollum, there's no hope for Frodo.
Yeah.
So Nick's hoping that he can save Troy because then there's hope for him. It hit me in that when they went upstairs with the guns, and I was just like, oh my god, it's the Lord of the Rings.
I get it now.
I understand.
That's crazy. That actually makes a lot of sense, though.
Right? I had like an epiphany in my living room.
I dig it.
Did you clean up after that? The epiphany in your living room? No. Okay. I just figured epiphanies make a big mess. I don't know. I've never had one.
There's lots of confetti. It's yeah.
But yeah, it may be that analogy may be all for nothing. Like when Troy comes back, I may have a different analogy, but still, I thought it was apt.
No, I think that's probably along the lines of what's going on in Nick's head right now. That doesn't mean that analogy has to apply always. It applied to this particular situation. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Which also, if I were Maddie, the like sexist things that Troy was saying in the back of the truck, you know, when they were trying to exile him, I would have just shot him for that, honestly.
Being a bit of a dick.
Being a bit of a tit.
He wants to die, though. That's the thing. He's just,
Yeah.
he doesn't want to do it himself.
Should probably give it to him, though, because he's going to be more trouble than he's worth. And he's worth literally nothing. He is worthless.
But I can fix him.
No, honey, you can't. He's unfixable.
All I'm hearing is we have to go back. That's all I'm hearing. Gotta go back.
Oh, it's back to the island.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We gotta go back to LA,
Jack.
guys.
Guys, it's been a ruse all along. She's not Rick, she's Jack.
I love
Terrible,
on the
terrible
Talking
ruse.
Dead though, Chris Hardwick was reading some tweets and Yvette Nicole Brown was there, and Hardwick read a tweet that said that Maddie has more balls than Rick. And she just went apeshit. She's like, "Oh no, don't get me started." I was like, "Oh my god!" But I was like, "We've been saying that, you know, we've been saying that same thing for a long time, you know." And they were like, "Yeah, but like, did Rick ever go with somebody's head in a bag?" And she like, without missing a beat, she turned and goes, "Did Maddie ever bite someone's face off?" And I was like, she's got a point, you know.
Did bite somebody's face off.
Yeah, so, you know, they're
Okay.
badass in their own regards.
Of course, and I was all from the start of the show ready for Maddie to be the new Rick. And every time I think she's on that path, she does something stupid. Not that Rick doesn't do anything stupid, because he does plenty stupid, but like, she's her own character, and I have to come to terms with that.
Well,
The big difference is like Maddie really is just focusing on making a life for her kids, where Rick is actually focusing on a group of people. Like he's actually trying to be an effective leader.
He actually cares about other people.
Right, and Maddie is more of like, I mean, she's not great. I'm not gonna lie. She's a very deeply flawed character.
Does she? Oh, of course.
but
Does she see Troy as another son? Is that why she can't kill him?
I think so.
Okay.
To be honest, I think so.
So weird.
But like you said, Maddie makes stupid decisions. If there's anything that I've learned from doing these podcasts, so many of them, is be it the
Every
Winchesters,
protag.
be it Emma from Once Upon a Time, you know, be it Rick Grimes, be it Maddie, be it Barry Allen. It doesn't matter.
Ollie.
If characters didn't make stupid decisions, we wouldn't have an entertaining show.
No,
So,
here's the thing. We
you know.
would. It would just require a lot more work from writers.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't think your character has to be an idiot for it to be a good show.
Well,
I just think
they can, like, they're not always idiots though, is the thing. Like, most of the time they have good reasonings, good points, and good stuff like that. But it's like their character flaw, and everybody has to have a character flaw, is the reason for their stupidity. And it doesn't affect them all the time. It just affects certain things. They always happen to be really big things, so we're able to pick them apart easier and be like, you're just stupid. But, you know, we don't sit there and count all the times that the person made really smart moves and praise them every time they do it. No, we never do that. We just pick apart their flaws.
you're right. I don't count when people make good decisions in shows.
Right.
But I try to praise them
Yeah.
when they do smart things.
Yep.
There was just a lot of stupid in these 2 episodes. Just so much.
Yeah, for sure.
Listen, I think Taka's the man.
You mean Kimosabe?
No, that was Crazy Dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Troy called. I also loved that Crazy Dog knew enough about the Lone Ranger to totally school Troy on it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be an insult, and he corrected his insult.
He's like,
that.
no, actually, Kimosabe is the white guy in the show. You mean Tonto,
You fucked up.
douchebag.
That's probably my favorite line of the whole
Yeah.
double episode, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just, like, the total, like, he just has this like intense look on his face for everything he does, and like has that look when he says those lines. It's just great. Great.
He can't even be effectively racist.
Right? Yeah. Troy's bad at everything.
Except for being an asshole. He's really good at that.
He's very good at that.
He's
yes.
really good at that.
You're right.
I don't know why the song Blaze of Glory came into my head just thinking about him.
Because Strand went out and won? Oh, shit.
He didn't go out. He's still alive.
Well, he came in a blaze of glory. Whatever.
I'm sitting here, though. I'm sitting here because the whole, we do find Strand, whatever, but, like, the whole, like, path to that. And I'm like, okay, so we started the episode off with them, like, giving water at the dam and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then shortly after, Maddie's town has a water crisis, and I'm like, oh, that's how they're bridging these two stories.
Yeah.
I finally figured out how they're getting everybody back together.
I'm an idiot, didn't realize that until they were already in the bazaar talking to Strand. I was like, oh. It's a little slow on the uptake today. But yeah, the El Bazaar was like awesome. They found a way to do capitalism in the apocalypse, and I really have to commend them for it.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic.
The walkie-talkie, she was like, that covers like entry fees and parking, and I'm like, oh my god, you guys are running like a fucking stadium, like a real stadium, charging for parking.
Yeah,
and
that was the beauty of it. It's like it's like a Madison Square Garden out in the middle of the desert,
Yeah, which we have to keep this in mind, that Maddie sold her radio, and Alicia has the other one. And last time Alicia had a radio and talked to a stranger was a very bad thing. So we have to be careful when the next stranger picks up that radio, which it's gonna happen.
It's not gonna stay with that lady that took it. It's gonna go out for trade in the bazaar, so somebody's gonna pick that up. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited.
But it's not that the radios only communicate with each other, though. They're long wave radios. There's multiple channels and stuff on them.
Yes.
So, that may just be wishful thinking on our part, but I think it would be stupid for them not to go down that route, the writers. It seemed like that is just writer's goldmine right there, because that can open up huge possibilities.
And I think it's a possibility that it could be another radio that communicates with Alicia's radio, but I think they just... It's a setup. It's a perfect setup for them to do that in the future. Just use the same radio. Also don't have to spend more money on a new prop. Especially since those two radios look the same, and they're never going to be in the same scene together. So, one radio, one prop. You're done.
Well, they did have two. Oh no, they only had one, because we only saw Maddie hand one. We never saw her hold her own in that scene. Yep. So yeah, you're right.
That's true. Saving
money on props so they can spend it on all the blood. Because, God, that must be really expensive. Oh, I forgot to mention Nick's spiked brass knuckles. He just...
Well, it was attached to a knife.
Yeah.
Was it?
It was. There was a knife blade.
It's like Carol's knife.
Yeah, it's an old, like, World War II kind of weapon. So...
Oh, okay. I thought it was just like spiked knuckles. Either way, he just was going to town on that zombie's face. To town.
He looked a little upset afterwards.
Yeah.
He's like, what have I done? What have I become?
I think it was... He might have been remembering, Jeremiah's face as he shot him in it.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
See, this isn't the exact one used in the show, but it's something similar to this, where it's got the spikes for the knuckles, and it's built into the knife handle. So
I didn't see the knife. I only saw the knuckles.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, But
Yes, you're right,
this is from
Carol has them.
1918, so this is about the era. It's probably very similar to the one used in the show, because I think on The Talking Dead they did mention that it was from like World War II or something.
Dope.
Yeah.
Trying to think if I have anything else to talk about. Yeah, the end where Alicia's helping the First Nation people dig the new well, or look for a new source of water.
Mhm.
And that somehow convinces all of the crazy mob with pitchforks to come down off the hill and help out.
It convinced Nick.
It's Nick.
And Nick doing so convinced what's her name in the hut? I always forget her name. Ophelia. It convinced Ophelia to go, which then convinced the rest of it was the combination. It was more, I want to say, Nick than Ophelia going, but Ophelia seeing Nick is what convinced her people to go help, and Nick's followers is what convinced them to go help Nick. So
yeah, I mean, I don't think the crazy dog would have shot without provocation. No. But he wouldn't have gone to help without Ophelia going to help. You're right.
Yeah, Nick was like the glue.
Well, at least
together.
They're getting along.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Or it seemed a little easy. If we go forward and everything's hunky-dory, I think that's going to be like a little, all right. A little dumb, but tentative peace, perhaps?
At least until they're finished digging the hole.
Yeah.
Watch they find like treasure, and then they start fighting over it. It's just like the same shit all over again.
Yeah. And I like what had me so confused is that Nick obviously doesn't really want to fight. He doesn't want to hurt the First Nation. He's like, no. we can sneak up, get their guns, and then no bloodshed. And then they're like, or all the bloodshed, because we'll kill them all. And I'm like, Nick, you're still not saying no to actual genocide. What? I just don't. He just kind of went along with it.
Yeah.
Did he just like being in charge? Was that it? He liked Troy not being there?
I don't know. But when Alicia asked him about it, she's like, you're not, like, part of you, like, you do like this. Like, you're not, like, just like you said, you're not saying no, so.
Yeah.
I think this is almost like we start seeing of how Troy became to be Troy.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Like, Frodo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though, sorry, back to Lord of the Rings, even though in the end, the rings destroyed, Frodo went. Spoilers for Lord of the Rings.
Wow,
what's wrong with you?
Wow,
oh my
did
God.
You spoil that for me? Haven't even watched The Hobbit yet. I'm kidding. I've seen them all.
That happens first.
I've seen them all.
I
just had somebody tell me that they can't watch The Hobbit because they already watched Lord of the Rings. I was like, do you not understand how that works? I go, it actually, even though it's a prequel, it still takes place after Lord of the Rings. So, yes, you can watch it. Because the story with Bilbo takes place because he's writing, and he's writing the book of his past, so it takes place after Lord of the Rings. But, yeah.
Anyway, even though, like, they beat, they destroy the ring, Frodo's still affected by it, and it lives with him, the rest of his life. Like, he never really recovers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, probably gonna carry forth with Nick.
Mm-hmm.
See how that affects him. I don't know why I made that noise.
Good.
There is one part we've completely left out, though.
Daniel. I was getting there. It was I put it last because it was a smaller part of the episodes. And I forgot to write her name down again. The woman who's now in charge.
What?
Lola.
Lola, thank you. I knew it was L. I was about to
I
say
knew it was a
Luciana.
song. I knew it was a song.
Lola.
There, you'll never forget it now.
It's Lola.
Yeah.
And this is kind of what we were talking about the last half of this season. Because, Daniel kind of kills Dante and then leaves. And it's like, well, why did you leave Lola? What's going on? And it seems like after he strands Strand...
Oh, I see what you did there.
That was an accident and felt really weird. He comes immediately back, it seems. And no, I like her in charge. She's giving everybody water. Everybody gets the same amount of water. And he moves on,
She's realizing, though, the job's not that simple.
Yeah.
You can't please everybody all the time.
No.
You can never, ever, any leader
no
of
person
anything
in the entire world
can never make 100% of the people happy. It's impossible.
Yeah. No. And then, whatever guy who's unhappy he doesn't get enough water instigates. He's like, oh, they killed the old blah, 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 blah. And I think he was just mad he couldn't buy more water for himself. Which Dante probably let him do, because Dante was like, if you have the money, then you get the water. So, money.
And speaking of money, when they were making the trade, when Maddie and Walker were making the trade, and then Walker goes to pay the lady for the thing and opens the containers and they're empty, I thought they got robbed while they were in the bazaar. Like, I didn't realize at that immediate moment that Maddie took the money and paid off his debt.
For a split second, I was like, who could have taken the gold? They got robbed, and then I was like, oh, Maddie, you idiot.
Yeah, as soon as I saw Maddie, and she goes, his debt's paid. I was like, okay.
Yeah, and he just stomped in like, what did you do? It's like,
but Maddie is right. It's something she should have shared with Walker. She shouldn't have done it behind his back.
Is.
But she was right that it is a permanent solution as opposed to a quick fix.
That's and it's, I would not say permanent. It is
a dam full of water is a pretty permanent solution as opposed to trading all of your gold for one truck full of water.
A dam full of water on the other side of the border that is already contested by many people. So there are other problems associated with getting water from this dam. It's not as easy as rolling up and saying, hey, Daniel, we know you.
I mean, I don't think... yes, there's the border, and yes, the border... But I think the border's only covered...
It's the distance.
Right, but I think the border's only, being watched like that at the border patrol station. I think if they'd, knocked a section of fence down somewhere and kept driving, they're not going to get, bombarded by people. They're just watching at, the thing, because... It's not like we have active border patrol running around right now. It's just...
No. But what I mean is over the border, it's the distance to the dam, and then all the problems that are currently associated with the dam. And how would they ferry that water? I mean, I guess they would borrow a truck from them, but... Yeah, I mean... It would have to be
depending on where exactly the dam is in regards to the border, which that I'm not clear about, but we know from the border to their current location is about a day's drive. That much we know. It's about that, because I can't even say that, maybe about half day's drive, because they left during the day. The helicopter landed at night. Or crashed at night, whatever.
Mm.
And then they had to stay the night. But they were already looking for them.
Yeah, it might...
I think it's about a half day away from the border. Depends on how far that is from, from the dam. From the dam, yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of a permanent solution, though, than one truckload of water.
Yeah, but it's also going to take more time to acquire.
Like, they could have just done both.
I just see Maddie.
They didn't have the
Maddie's
money to
idea
do
is
both.
probably just go in guns blazing, like she always does. She's gonna take over the dam. That's what she's, and then
We're gonna run this dam.
No, she's not gonna. She's gonna take over the dam and then set somebody else up to run the dam while she does whatever the fuck she does.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think Daniel's role is gonna be in all this? Him and Ophelia are gonna be in charge of the dam. She's gonna kill off Lola.
No, Lola's awesome.
Maddie just likes killing people.
And I forgot the crazy homeless dude was still around. I for some reason when like I saw the three of them walking, I'm like, oh! And I've forgotten his name now.
Yep, not dead.
Not dead. Cool guy. Yeah. So it's that. You guys got anything else to say?
Mm-mm.
We still have
that lady though that was in the bazaar that they tried to trade with. She's interesting. I want more information on her.
Yeah, I know. Ooh, she's very interesting.
She was cool.
I hope she's not a one-off character. I hope we get more out of her.
I hope the bazaar is not a one-off thing because it's so cool.
Oh, I agree. But one thing I do want to mention, because the actor who played Strand was on The Talking Dead, and Chris Hardwick said, I would love for a spin-off prequel to The Walking Dead just called Strand and have no supernatural elements whatsoever. It's Strand's life before the zombie apocalypse.
I think it would be fantastic. Of that.
Yeah, but a whole series? Think of like
no,
Breaking
I know,
Bad,
but I think
but Strand.
I think the problem is a lot of what we find endearing about him wasn't really there when he was before the apocalypse. He was kind of a douchebag.
And that's what would be really entertaining, because you see characters like Dexter, who's kind of a douchebag. He's killing people out there.
Oh, you mean the show Dexter?
The show Dexter, yeah.
Okay.
And
I'm like, is there a character I don't know about?
And I mean, like, that made really good television. So
because he's a serial
look at House, killer. Yeah, but then look at House. House is a complete dick too.
No, I hate House.
I'm saying, but there's people out there that love it, and I think it would be really entertaining. I agree with Chris Hardwick. And it would have like a weird, like almost like a Miami Vice kind of like feel to it. It
would be like Waller.
No, I'm sorry. I'm picturing him in the white leisure suit.
But like, it wouldn't.
Strand would look amazing. No, Strand would look amazing in a white leisure suit. I'm sorry. Go on.
It would be like a mini series, like just like a 5 or 6 episode little stint of it. I would love that.
I would love it. It would be fantastic. So please, anybody who is in charge of anything to do on The Walking Dead, if you already didn't get the idea from Chris Hardwick, please do it.
Make it a web series.
Make it a web series.
The actor loved it, and he's like, "I'm available." Like that's what he was saying. Like when Hardwick
somebody write it.
Yeah, so I would love it.
All right. Cool. Can't stop picturing him in a white suit, though. Next episode is called La Serpentine. Serpiente. Serpiente. Thank you. I don't speak Spanish. Following
I wasn't even reading it, so I was just guessing that's what it said.
I mean, listen, it sounds right. Following the rekindling of an old friendship, a mission is launched to replenish the ranch's water supply by seeking the help of another community. The dam. The Dammers? Can we call them the Dammers?
The Dammers. Daniel's Dammers.
Daniel's Dammers. There we go.
All I can think of is Vegas Vacation with all the Dam tour.
That's spelled with 2 M's and 2 R's, by the way.
Yeah. We used to have a summer home up in Vermont, and right at the bottom of like our road there was this diner called the Dam Diner, because it was right next to a dam, and it's fantastic. But
that's funny.
Yeah.
Dam Diner.
The Dam Diner. You guys want to go to the Dam Diner? Yeah.
Daniel.
Yeah, I just looked at it. It is La Serpiente.
La Serpiente.
The serpent.
Cool. Dom, where can the people find you?
You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
Phenomenon. John, where can they find you?
You can find me at No More on Twitter.
You can find me at Cleomoto. You can find all of us at ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows, video games, and movies. Until next time, bye guys.
It's been like 3 years since you've gotten that cough. Have you ever gotten that checked? Or
It's chronic podcastitis. It only comes out at the end of podcasts.
It's MySpace o'clock.